Is it your turn or mine, Nant? I can never work this out.
I think it's mine. I was off last week, so it's definitely
That's
mine.
right, so it was. Yeah.
But with my limited time, as we'll get onto later, I haven't even had the time to shave as of yet. And I thought I'd ask the kind advice. You're two very hirsute men. Is this not true? You are hairy mofos.
Yeah.
And the one thing I've noticed with my hair getting longer is, do you get weird phantom hairs appearing on your face that have no right to be there? I mean, I get these two hairs high up. They're like whiskers, right? Like cat's whiskers. They're actually on my cheekbones. They come out. These
Right.
sort of weird hairs.
Just
And
just a single hair?
I don't know, about two or three.
All right,
Not,
grouped together, clumped.
but it's crap though, because what it does, I don't know. I mean, my face knows these hairs aren't supposed to be there. It's like Teen Wolf. But what my face will do is like cause spots underneath them. They sort of poke out and they get sticky out. So I have to
Is that
pull them
because
out
you
all
rub
the
them,
time.
though?
I think it is because
You're
they're
always
always.
playing with it, and
It's
You
like a
massage them?
splinter. It's like a face splinter. It's like always there. So
are they
you're
the
like
same
rubbing
colour?
it.
The same colour as the rest of your facial hair, or is it?
I mean, I do get ginger hairs all over the place, but
Yeah,
these
all that.
ones, I don't know, they're just sort of, wiry buggers that stick out, and they sort of cause like irritations because I guess I'm always poking them and rubbing them until I get my little needle nose pliers and pull them out.
I've three phantom hairs. I've got one that appears just in pretty much the same place you're pointing at. Just one. It's not near the beard area. It's just
Yeah.
kind of stuck in the middle of the face, and it's always a hair that appears once every 3-4 days. You just save it, or I usually try and pluck it, but it kind of, it usually takes a bit of working out to just kind of pluck it. I have another one. It's always clear. It's like a see-through hair, and it's on
That's
the
the
other
problem
side.
as well. Yeah, so
I
I
tried
get
plucking that one and shaving it, and the bastard won't do it. It's like made out of fucking nylon or something.
It
I don't
is,
know.
it's fiberglass.
Yeah, it's
Well,
fiberglass. I've got a fiberglass hair that grows. I think.
21st century hair.
Yeah.
Well, for-
And then I've one that appears just as part of a beard, but it's one really, really massively thick hair,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
So
right.
everything else, stubble and all comes through at the same rate, and it's kind of fine to start off with. Then makes a decent beard like yours, Rich.
Oh,
This
cheers.
one's about
That's right.
fucking 4 times as thick as every other hair. It's just one, and you can pluck it out. It's nearly like a dirty pore, but it comes out as a hair. It's really, really fucking odd.
like a blackhead type thing, and it's just
It's like pure black, but it's a hair. You know what I mean? It's like a really. It's a really
Concentrated
weird.
hair.
It's probably cancer, but
Bacteria support.
it's probably a deeper meaning to it, what it is. It could be, but
mole under the skin or something.
I don't know. It's obviously something the blockage or something that's causing it to keep on coming through. But every time I pluck it and shave it, it keeps on coming back. And whatever, it's really weird.
See, I only get the one. It's like you said, it's a proper like pure white one. It's just under my eye here,
Yeah,
and because where it is,
Right.
I haven't got the bottle. It's just sort of just on that fleshy bit at the top of the cheek, and I haven't got the bottle to sort of go at it with a razor.
yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, just crap myself. I don't like those bits in films where you get someone just pointing right in someone's eye, like you see
I
the
don't
blade
know.
that's stop an inch from someone's eye or anything like that.
I wouldn't be
The only way I
scared
can
from
get
that
it-
point. I'd be
I
scared
twist
of,
it.
like, you just twist it.
Yeah, I
It
have to keep
comes
twisting
back.
it. Eventually, it just falls out and it grows back again like a week later.
Oh, I don't know. See, I would be afraid. I would go to shave it. You're
No.
late for work, and you just take it in your head, right? I'm getting rid of this bastard now, and then you shave it or whatever, and your fucking eye opens up, and blood everywhere. And you
That's
go,
because I've already got issues from like when I used to play rugby and there's like split under both my eyes and it's like it's also already scarred under there. I don't want to risk sort of nicking it in the whole lot just opening up.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, what if it grows back thicker? You're
It
making
never
a
has
for your
done.
own back
It's,
if you
it's always
if
been
you
this
shave it, I think.
pure white and it always grows to about the same length, sort of about a centimetre, like at the very maximum length it gets to.
yeah.
I usually just sort of twiddle and tweak and pull it out by them.
Do you know, I wasn't sure about this topic when you mentioned it, Ant, but this is fucking brilliant.
Do you
I
get?
Is it a problem every man has?
I think so.
Do you get? Here we go. Here's a bad one. I have the odd ear hair. Do you get ear hairs?
Oh, Jesus.
You know,
Now,
on
you're
the-
getting older, Ant. This is one thing that you'll get. Your hair gets worse as you get older. This is definitely one thing I've found. I know
Yeah.
it's become my thing now that I'll do. You know, when you're kind of, some people play with their beard, some people
Right.
play with their ear, some people, I start picking fucking plucking ear hair.
Oh, man.
Well, I can kind of do it now. You just kind of do that. You would never know, but I don't know. It's a really bad habit.
I haven't got to that age yet where I'm getting ear hair.
Oh, the ear
I
hurts.
just get the
It's
odd one.
disgusting.
It's not actually coming out from within the ear. It's not like coming out of the cave. It's just on the, sort of like the knobbly bit. It's just on sort of like not the lobe of the bottom part of the ear, but
Yep,
just
but
the
the kind of just a bit.
Oh, that little
just
bit.
right in there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
ear hole cover, if you
The
will.
depression, just in there.
So it's I don't know.
But it definitely gets worse the older you get, and I just think it is the most disgusting thing. I swear to God, I know it's disgusting, but it feels kind of cool when you pluck them.
I used to pull
That
out.
just goes wrong.
I used to pull out my grey hairs because I'm getting quite a few. But I'm now at the stage where it's like I'm gonna look back and regret picking out the grey hairs because I'm gonna have no hair left. Because it's like I'm gonna
Just shaver. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting a bit thin up top. It's going. I'm surprised I made it this far. To be fair, I thought it was gonna be a slaphead by the time I was 30.
So
So
if you had the money, would you Wayne Rooney it? Like and get a really crap
Yeah.
implant?
Well, get a weave.
I wouldn't get weave.
His is horrendous, though. I'm sorry.
His is pretty bad. I mean, he should just be shaving that stuff.
I
I
would
don't get the
like,
benefit.
Just go skin. He was skinhead beforehand anyway.
Yeah, he was.
I'd probably go for like a Jimmy White. Remember he had a pretty good one.
Oh Christ, yeah, I remember that.
It's like back in the early 90s.
He's not local boy to me, so
Full on friggin' like chrome dome when you like, because I mean snooker you're viewing it from above anyway, so you could always see the slaphead. But then by the
Which
time
one's
it's in
white
the
ball?
jungle,
it was in the old days. It's Stanley Matthews had the proper comb over, like it was just all completely bald.
Oh,
on
yeah,
top,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
had that bit just
I
sweat.
was going to say I thought he was a footballer, not a snooker
Yeah.
player, but you didn't make that distinction. So
I just think it's sports in general, you know. I still remember that picture of him with all of his side over, like his comb over, had just gone off the side of his head. It was just flapping around over here, and he's just purely bald on top.
that was the best thing about the film Kingpin. The bowling
Yes.
film with
Murray.
Woody Harrelson.
What film that is?
Because they're both, they starts off back in the 70s where they're all sort of cool and all that.
Yeah.
But then, it's back in the 90s and they're just old. And they have the worst, best comb overs in that film. By then, when Bill Murray's all sweaty, it's down to the last bowling game. And it is like literally about a foot off the top of his head because it's all
what a great bad guy though, because so cartoon character like, that kind of villainous bad guy that you kind of hate but kind of like,
I think, a lot of like Dodgeball pretty much came from that sort of
That
relationship.
kind of idea,
Carl
yeah,
and
yeah.
Kingpin, I think, yeah.
Well, it's that overly sort of caricatured bad guy as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
that's it. Yeah.
Good times. So, fellas, what do you reckon? It's now 3.5 hours until Black Friday officially kicks off.
Right. So, is anybody going to buy anything?
So, I had a weird feeling. It's like, I think Black Friday has come over here. It's pretty big this year, isn't it? It's certainly
Oh, it's
huge.
Feels like it. Yeah, it really does. It's
it was like
all of the
something I've
years.
seen it advertised.
Yeah, as a real event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
advertised, yeah.
It's now a thing. I have people asking me, what is this fucking Black Friday? It's everywhere. What is it?
Yeah, it's kind of been seeping into like online for a couple of years, So
Amazon mostly.
Amazon run their lightning deals and stuff, and they've been doing it kind of all week. But
It's like
it
the
seems
NFL.
like
It's like
mainstream stores seem to have really picked up on it now.
America have successfully exported it to this country, and I fell into it. I was like, right, I'm going to buy something. I had, I have a hunger in my soul at the moment because of other issues we'll get into in a bit. But I thought my spidey senses were tingling this morning. I thought, right, PS4, Grand Theft Auto 5, under 300 quid. Go on, I might as well. I'll do it.
But is that one of the offers?
But have you
is
seen it
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah, it's out. Yeah, it was
It is
out.
there.
I saw it by about 11 a.m.
'Cause-
this morning.
Yeah. Because the deal I saw in America, I can't remember, was it something like Best Buy or something like that. It was $330. It's PS4, Last of Us, GTA 5,
Oh,
FIFA
that's
15, 12 months of PS Plus, and an extra controller.
What's
That's
first?
really good.
$330.
That's
about
excellent.
220 quid.
Yeah, wow.
But they do their sales properly over there, though.
They do, yeah. But
Something
they usually, it's like limited run stuff. At like the
Yeah.
first 10 in a store or whatever will get it, and then everybody else has to just fucking buy whatever's left.
Because
This was an online deal, so I don't know how many they actually had, but it's probably made like some of the Amazon deals you've seen this week with the Lightning, where it's disappeared after 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You had no hope of getting anything.
Yeah, what was it? Someone on my Twitter picked up the X-Boner for like 300 quid. Wow, no, it's 269 quid. It was like an Amazon Lightning deal on it, and if you get, I don't know, but so I've been thinking as the day went on. Come on now, do I really need it? I think I had to. I made a crisis call. I phoned up my psychic, and she advised me. She looked into the crystal ball and she said, "Well, what you've got there is already a pretty banging PC, and you've already laid in the infrastructure to have a HDMI cable down to your front room, so you can already stream it, and you already have a wireless control pad, so you can feasibly play Steam, big screen mode down there."
Yeah.
She's a superstitious old woman. I don't know if I should believe her mumbo jumbo. But then I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to get myself a GTX 970 or similar, like a really
Nice
top
card.
graphics card. something pretty high end. If I can get one of those on a bit of a bargain, down to
I'm gonna throw a spanner in your works
I've
here,
seen a
though.
website doing a Black Friday deal though
Oh,
for PC parts.
yeah,
Overclockers. I know they're pretty
Oh.
pricey to start with. Yep.
yeah.
that's why I
But
bought my
they've,
PC off.
I've got a few components off there before, but yeah, they said they're doing deals.
They can be
Oh,
dear.
awesome.
I mean, yeah, I've seen it before. OC UK can be quite dear, but yeah. I mean, if I can jump on, it might be worth staying up for 3.5 hours. I might just get me a Boss graphics card and yeah, throw it in this rig, and then I don't know.
But the problem is, how much PC gaming time are you getting at the moment then?
0. So that's the thing. My Spidey senses were tingling this morning for the PS4 because I think it is a reaction to being lonely at the minute, because it is quite a solitary existence at the moment. Because all I do is I go to work, I come home. See, I'm really breaking routine at the minute. I should be sleeping now. What I
Yeah.
do is I get in from work, do tea for me and the missus, feed the baby, fall asleep at about 7 p.m, sleep until about 10 p.m, wake up, feed the baby again, go to proper bed at that point, and then wake up at about 3 a.m, do more baby feeding, or the missus might do it because I'm working, and then go to bed again, wake up at 7 or 8 a.m, and then go to work. So I should be sleeping now.
Rock and roll. Jeez.
quite-
Taking one for the team tonight, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's yeah, so I don't know, I think it's just a reaction to being lonely like that, not getting any gaming time in, and because I don't know, I'm a bit of a sad case. I think I should really aim to improve my social life more locally, I think, rather than having
But see, having kids, like, if there's anything that's going to drain your social life even more, is the opportunity to get out of the house for 2 hours and not feel guilty or otherwise.
Well, that's the thing. I like what I like, isn't it? I mean, it's I don't think I could go out and play five-a-side football because I don't particularly like it, or
I don't think
Any
Rich
other
could play
things?
five-a-side football because it'd turn into four-a-side. Big guy.
I used to play five-a-side, to be fair, up until about last year, so...
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought, console, yeah, get with all the midlife gamer crew again and all that business. But I don't know. I think I'm going to double down and say, fuck it, I'll go for the PC because times will get better, I
That's
think.
crazy. You can't play Destiny, you do realise this?
Oh, no.
It's not worth playing, to be honest.
What level, I was going to say, what level are you now, Mohan? Did it get to 20?
I got to 20 and then sent it back.
Ah,
Probably the best.
I unlocked
way
the
to do it.
daily and weekly strikes, and I did have a look at what you would need to do to grind. And honest to God, fuck that. I mean,
It's a
Jesus
lot.
Christ, it is really like it's not even a short path. They don't even like present it to you as a doable task at the start. It's just like, holy crap, you need 70 motes of light or something, and I got up to level 20, and I've got 8 from the whole fucking game so far. I'm like,
Yeah, but that's why people grind the weeklies and the dailies.
I know
and
they
the
do,
extra
but
motes. You get the
balls
motes
to
of light, there's the strange coins, there's all the
yeah, all the little bits
other
that you
resources
turn
you've
in.
got to be able to
your
upgrade
relics
it
and
when you
rares.
get it.
Oh, balls
And
to
you're looking at probably, what is it? I ended up getting to about level 26 after about 30 hours, 40 hours.
yeah,
But it's either blind luck, you get the right drop, which is just what you want,
yeah.
or it's 20 hours of grinding the same thing over and over again.
See, ironically, if it was on PC, I could see myself doing a couple every night because I'm sitting down at the PC. You know what I mean? But this is probably so anti against what other people do. But for me to game online on my Xbox or my PS4 needs me to dig around and find headset and then book time that the wife's not using the TV and stuff.
And then you need to put time with other people as well, because most of
That's
it's got
right.
to be done co-op, otherwise you can't do it successfully easily enough.
So it's a bit of a shame. I wouldn't mind doing Vault of Glass. That's me. But I just sent it back. That was just it. I wasn't even going to go down that path because I wouldn't commit to it regularly, and I've already got a time sink like that in my life. So, and I've other things
I
to
wonder what that
play.
is.
I know. Little game starting with a D.
Well,
But,
Destiny,
yeah.
you said you didn't know
Yeah,
it.
Destiny. Yeah, but to be fair, I did enjoy the time doing the strikes and the campaign of Destiny. I did quite like it, I have to say. But I'm happy enough to just sit and wait on the next one coming out and then do the same thing.
Well, it's the fact that the £20 DLC they've got for it as well is absolutely tiny.
Well, that is nonsense. But I mean, I suppose it's like anything else. If anybody's really invested in that kind of
They've already bought
world,
season pass, haven't they?
yeah, they're already in the season pass, or they're going to pay the £20 and milk it to death because they're already playing 30 hours every week. So £20 for what is it? A raid and 2 strikes or something, or
Yeah,
whatever it
something
is.
Which potentially
is
is only
not-
about 4 hours gameplay.
Yeah, but it's the different 4 hours. They're than they were getting otherwise.
that you repeat 20 times.
Yeah, exactly right. So, I even found doing the strikes for the second time, I was getting a bit sick of them already, you know, going
If
through
I say
them.
it's like 4 or 5 that's in there at the moment.
Oh, there's
Oh,
probably there's at least 8, I would say, of the strikes between all the planets.
But there's one on each planet, wasn't there?
I think there's 2. There's definitely 2 on Venus, and there's
There's
definitely 2
one
on,
one on the moon. There's second prime, whatever it
there's
was.
1 on Earth. There's
One
2
on
on
Earth.
Venus, definitely, and I think there's 2 on Mars as well.
Fair enough.
So and there's
I think
there's
more-
definitely more than yeah. No, that's a good game, but I can't commit myself. Plus, I was behind the curve with everybody, so it was like everybody else was level 26, 27,
Yeah.
28, 29 by the time I even gone anywhere near 20. So, like, I'm out. I'm out.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
The problem as well, he's so limited as well, because if people do get ahead of you, you can't play with them anymore, because either
Yeah.
they're dragging you through, at which point you sit there and feel like, well, I'm not really doing anything.
Yeah, I'm not contributing.
You
Yeah.
can't even hurt the enemies. Or they're creating second characters to get you to help like, keep up with you, and then they're just blitzing because they know exactly what to do anyway.
Plus, I think the gear, like I suppose any good MMO, good gear elevates really quickly. You know what I mean? It really diminishes normal gear that even you've got beforehand, like to the point where the normal gear is completely useless. You know, there's such a big jump. So
And the fact they made leveling reliant on gear as well. That was another big
30
problem.
gear dependent.
So then if you didn't get the right gear, or you didn't know how to farm to get the right gear,
yeah,
you could sit there for 200 hours and not move.
that's
This
right.
be on level 23.
So I don't know. But aside from that, Destiny, what else are you missing out on really on consoles? Some Xbox games, you would say Forza and stuff.
Yeah, I would. Forza, Sunset Overdrive, Halo.
Sunset Overdrive is quite good. I quite like it, but in a fun kind of diversionary kind of game. You know, 'cause it's fun
Sunset
like
Over-
most things.
Yeah, Sunset Overdrive's the sort of the new Crackdown.
Yeah,
Essentially, that's all it is.
bounce around the city and do all those little challenges and collect all the bits and bobs.
But when I
It's,
played, it felt like Tony Hawk game.
yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, make a decent Tony Hawk game. Let's start with
Well,
that.
they've
I
just
mean,
announced one,
yeah.
so you never know.
I mean, I would say the biggest sort of boon for console gaming right now for me would be Grand Theft Auto 5 because it does look pretty good. But then I get that on the PC in January, anyhow. And I think
I've
it's going
already
to be
played
quite.
And you probably need a new graphics card for that as well, anyway. So
That's what I think. Yeah,
and an
I
extra
don't know.
12
Give it what
giga,
4 was like.
giga memory. Yeah.
That's it. Just because I don't know, it's going to keep me going for longer. I think. Yeah, I don't know because if the mod support is there for the sort of GTA 5, and especially if if the enhancer guy gets hold of it as well and does some stuff in it, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I think I'm going to get a graphics card and I'm going to try and suck it up for I don't know a few more months maybe, and then after that the situation might change. I might get some more gaming time and I won't be so tired all the time. And yeah.
Get a Vita.
119, I think they're going for, aren't they? 119, sort of like.
But you might see a bundle deal as well, especially from Black
That's
Friday.
right.
The
I'm
PS4 plus
I'm
Vita.
playing a lot of Vita recently.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I
now
got the tablet for,
Rebirth's
though.
out, Isaac Rebirth's out on it, Spelunky's out on it, SteamWorld Dig's out on it. There's a third game, Spring the Super Stardust Delta. All those kind of quick, kind of 10-minute games of things. It's hard not to be playing it all the time.
Yeah, that's what I bought the tablet for. The Samsung Pro. For
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we were gonna do that.
But
across.
I just use that for Reddit though, basically. Just going through Reddit when I spend a few minutes in the
And all I use mine for is YouTube and Twitter. That's my tablet's use.
I don't think I've taken the cover off mine in about 3 weeks. It's still sitting in front of my TV over there.
I've got mine sitting in front of me right now.
But yeah,
Retail.
anyhow, I don't know. But I mean, in one thing it's been great getting back to work, just sort of getting out of the house and sort of getting a break, as it were. But I've been doing a lot of driving this week. I mean, lots and lots. Typically, let's see, the last 6 days, I've been doing on average about 150 miles a day, which means that I've been catching back up with my podcasts.
So you finished Serial, haven't you? You're caught up to date with Serial.
I mean, Serial's not. An episode was due out today, but as it is,
It's
the Giving of
Thanksgiving.
Thanks
It's
Doesn't matter.
in the
Have you been listening to it as well, Rich?
I haven't started on that one yet.
Oh my god!
I know I've heard, but you mentioned We're Alive last week. I think
That
it was
wasn't
the zombie one.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of it. That's
Yeah,
exactly
We're
We Are
Alive.
Alive. Yeah.
That's ended a couple of months ago now, but that was the
Ah,
last
right.
really sort of big weekly sort of
What's it?
serial drama that I listened to. that was brilliant the whole way through. So
Yeah.
But Serial is like, right, it's a crime case and it is real life.
Mm.
And it is really good. But yeah, so I've been catching up. I think I'm now, well, let's see, I'm exactly 1 week behind in podcasts now. So I've caught up a week, my driving time. But yeah, so much podcasts. But have you noticed, I mean, you two aren't really serial podcast listeners like me, are you?
Not anymore. I used to be, but
used to be a little bit more, yeah.
but not that much.
I've
And my
got-
podcasts have changed.
Yeah, so have you found in the podcasts you do listen to, they are now fucking rotten with adverts?
Oh yeah.
One in particular, yeah, which I imagine is one you're thinking about.
Not
Certain
absolutely
game.
visible?
No, it's a certain gaming podcast that seems to
Ooh.
be getting littered more and more.
The Bombcast.
Yeah, and they're trying to force you to pay for it to
No,
get
I
rid
could
of
take
the
the
adverts.
adverts. Do you know
Yeah.
what? It did bother me, and it's bothering me less now because I'm not listening to the Bombcast like I used to. I mean, I'm still listening quite regularly, but it's become background noise to me
Yeah,
now rather
same for me
than
as well.
being something that I would keenly listen to.
It's too long to keen you listen to it as well. They're
Yeah.
3.5 hours each episode, and it's just too much.
That suits me. That's fine for me. Because, I'm
Yeah,
driving
it's
too
getting
much.
long.
I'd be driving that.
Gaming
day.
podcasts that I listen to are very, very few now. In fact, I can only think of one, and that's Bits and PCs, and it's reasonably short, so it's the only one
Actually,
that I listen to of a gaming thing, aside from Bombcast, that's regular.
Let's just
Yeah.
check my list now.
I have 27 active subscriptions in podcasting.
Just 27?
Yeah, that's it. I
I've
mean,
got
I've
13.
I've got loads that I subscribe to, but only a couple that I listen to really, like, every week. You know, when it comes out, I've got a...
I was going to say, I listen to every episode, all of those put out. Some of them are daily as well, like the Stiltwood View is nearly daily. But yeah, I don't know, just the adverts and loads of them now, and it's like, there. I actually have the headset button on my thing. If I double tap that, it skips forward 30 seconds.
30
Yeah, I can do
seconds,
that
yeah.
on mine as well, yeah.
But I found there were certain podcasts like The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that one, yeah.
I really can't stand. So, I mean, she's been involved with this whole, what is it called now, the Gamersgate thing.
Yeah.
Rebecca Watson on The Skeptic's Guide to the, the woman on The Skeptic's Guide.
Yeah.
She boils my piss. I cannot stand her.
Why? Elucidate your...
So, some people,
feelings.
I mean, she was on a video that Tested put out as well, and some of the gamer.
Oh, that's the one that I didn't watch yet. Go ahead. I know what she looks like now that you've mentioned it.
They absolutely sort of flamed it, and all the dislikes and all that. And I haven't got a dog in the or a horse rather in the Gamergate thing.
Neither have I.
I
No, me neither.
don't have time to really care that much about it. I think sexism is wrong and this and that. But she just really fucking annoys me because she always has to push the agenda, always, and everything they do. Same with them, like Patrick Klepek. That's why he pisses me off as well. Like what are they? Like a social justice warrior. Like I don't know. Some fights I don't think are important enough to fight for like that. Maybe that fight is really important to them, and they want to sort of force it every conversation they have. But for me, I don't know. I'm just too old for this shit.
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, I don't get involved in it. One, because I've no time, and two, I think the more you talk about it, the more you give an audience to the nonsense. So, if I don't discuss it and actively skip over the whole conversation, I'm not involved, I'm not contributing to it. So, there wouldn't be an issue if people weren't listening.
Actually, I
Same
think
thing.
people did stop listening to it, though.
Yeah,
And then you've got those 3 or 4 big names who just kept going on and on and on about it. And they were just adding more fuel to the fire, and it just kept building the building back up again. Whereas if they kept quiet, say, what was it, 4 or 5 weeks ago now, it'd be dead and buried. No one would even know what was going on anymore. So,
I can't believe it's still going on because I do glaze over. You're flicking through your tweets now, and you go, right,
Ignore,
right.
ignore,
I
ignore.
don't even read the content. It's a bit like when you see adverts coming up in your feed or something. The promoted things. You can see them a million mile off, and you don't even read them. You just your automatic filter goes on, and you don't even process what's being said.
It's not even the issue at hand. It's I don't know. It's just the way they always have to crowbar it into every conversation. It's women in science, women, and it's like fuck off. I don't care. I mean, you're making sexism more of a thing by always bringing it up.
That's what I'm saying. If you keep talking about it, and ironically we're doing it now, but yeah,
give it more airtime.
If I was
Yeah.
listening to this, I'll be skipping it right now. Whenever she comes on, it's like, right, skip.
so let's skip it. Although I did have to laugh at was it ITV I was watching the other day, and they had a Dapper Laughs thing that came
No.
out.
I've heard
So
of him, yeah.
that fucking bellend on Facebook is what I always call him. But they give him his own show, and he basically made a TV show about being misogynistic and sexist and
He
stuff.
was a
So
Vine guy or something, wasn't he?
yeah, he started doing vines, so like
Yeah.
6 second vines, and then he would just be a knob for 6 seconds in a video. People thought it was hilarious. So the Guy TV gave him a show and basically says, make a half an hour
Oh god,
sketch show
that's like a
thing.
lot of material
So
to come up with, isn't it?
it was loads for loads of things. That feeling when you go to get a girl's attention, but you nudge her and you get a wee bit of tit that feels great, all this kind of stuff. So uh, basically promoting this. So they have got complaints quite rightly. I mean, I got one of those like all 9 petitions and I signed it just because I always thought he was a bit of a knob,
Hmm.
but without even really seeing the show. But that night was no the Tonight Show with Trevor McDonald. Well, it's now just the Tonight Show, I think.
Hmm.
They had
Yeah.
this whole thing about how sexism needs to be stamped out in Britain, and I was like, on the very same day that you've had the fucking Canon video presenter for you commissioning a sexist show, like, mind boggles how nobody went, well, we'll hold this episode back for a week or 2 weeks or something like that, just till it dies down. And they're being so high and mighty about how the British public needs and people need to be more vigilant of what they say and do, and I was going, this is bizarre.
It all came out though. Was it? He released an album, didn't he, for the homeless?
Yeah,
And one of the songs was him telling the homeless person he stank
yeah.
and all that stuff. And some
And
woman
how
wrote a
what
review
superior
about
is, yeah.
yeah, ripped him to shreds in the review. And then he told all his Twitter followers to give her abuse.
Yeah.
And that sort of kicked it all off, and all expanded from there. And he ended up losing his TV show. And was it Newsnight he ended up appearing on to
What was it?
apologise and
Oh,
say
God.
that he
He was
got rid of
quitting
his
comedy.
yeah, he was getting rid of his alter ego, and it was only an act, and it's not really him, and all that other rubbish.
Nonsense. But this is social media. Like this is one of the things that I have. Like social media takes hold of things. Like I made this guy popular to the point where I thought, we'll give him a TV show. He was making vines and fucking walking around town with himself as a selfie and going, look at the state of her. Being in bed beside people and going, do you want scrambled eggs, love? All this. Who gives a shit? But there was an incident in Belfast. Belfast has a continental market, which is basically just outside the city hall. They set a load of stalls up with food and Christmas knickknacks and stuff. People go around and buy. It's really overpriced and it's always bunged. So and people drink German beer because like you can't get German beer anywhere else in the world. That used to be a thing like years ago, but apparently people will pay £6 for a pint of German beer in a plastic glass or plastic cup. So anyway, there's like one of those like carousels there with the horses that go up and down and
Oh, the
that kind of
merry-go-round
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, the merry-go-round thing. So there's one of the old style things there, and people queue up and they pay and they go around. So the thing that came up on Facebook during the week all around Belfast was that a man had tried to abduct a child off the merry-go-round when the child got off.
Hmm.
Right, and it blew up and says this is disgusting, and that all was asked to do was that he was escorted off the premises, and nobody phoned the police, and this went on, and this go watch your kids, this man's about, and he's hanging around. So what actually happened was the investigation came out. Actually, I think it was today, the news report. A grandfather had went to collect his granddaughter off the ride, who was standing beside this other girl, and apparently people said you couldn't really tell the two girls apart until you they were wearing the same colour coat and the hat and stuff on, and you couldn't. It was very easily to see why he mistook his granddaughter for this girl. So he went to take her hand, and the girl turned around and looked at him and went, "Who are you?" And he went, "Oh, geez, I'm sorry." And that was it. And then that blew up into this whole thing. And if that man's name got out, I'm sure he would have been hounded out of his house and all those things, over something that's incredibly innocent. And I'm
I've done it
sure.
before. I've even gotten the wrong car before. Have you ever done that? Got like a silver car which was parked next to my car, and the door just happened to be open because the mate was like taking his trolley back to the park. And I sort of get in and go to put my key in, and it's like, hang on, this is a Volvo. What the fuck is this? And then sort of like mate just running back to his car like, and it's like,
Yeah, I've done that with silver cars. Tried it. Because mine's one of the ones. You double tap the button and the central locking kicks in, and
Yeah.
you could just go to pull open the doors. You're standing beside this silver car and you're hitting the button. You're keeping on trying to force the door, and you're wondering why it won't open. And people are looking at you, you're just viciously trying to open this door of this car, and then you look down and realize that it isn't actually your car, and you go, "Whoops!" And you walk around to the other side of the next car and open it up, and you just see people looking at you going, "He's broken into that car." He's been trying that one beside it, and he's broken in.
so they're shining the mirror under the car now to see if you
Yeah.
strap something to it. Yeah. I don't know,
So,
but it's yeah, I don't know. Just people. I mean, MPs losing their jobs. About did you see that? Because she tweeted a photo of a house. Who was it? Someone May. Theresa May was it?
the
No,
Home Secretary or the former Home
no. Who was
Secretary?
the MP? No, they were up for. Oh Christ, I'm making a right idiot of myself here. She tweeted a photo of like a
Serves you right
house
for talking about
Oh, is this the
politics,
guy
obviously.
with the England flag on it?
with England flags in the window
Yeah.
and like a white transit van outside, right?
Yeah.
And she sort of tweeted a photo saying "typical" in Rotherham, and hours later she announced her resignation because the sort of backlash of it, and then, yeah, she got booted out. It was Labour. What was she called? Not Theresa May. Oh, I'm being an idiot now. But yeah, just I think people can get so up in arms, innit? And then I don't
I
know.
just think
The Sun got
sometimes.
hold of it as well, didn't they? And
Yeah.
the Sun turned it into their big new campaign about, this what's happening
Ed
this week.
Miliband was saying, "When I see a white van, I feel pride." It's
Oh,
like,
dear.
yeah,
Going for the common man vote, isn't he?
I just think politics has totally lost the plot. Like in general, people will do and say anything to get a vote. Whatever the populist thought is at the time, whatever the populist issue, let's jump on this bandwagon and ride at the fucking coattails in it as far as we can go with it. And nobody stands for anything. And
So a
what the
friggin'
fuck's the
popularity
point?
contest. It
Yeah,
reminds me of the Simpsons, the Treehouse of Horrors, where they take over Bob Dole and Bill Clinton, the two Kodos and Kang aliens,
yeah,
and he's
yeah.
just there at the rally, just saying, "Abortions for no one, boo." Okay, abortions for everyone, boo. Okay, abortions for some, small flags for everyone. Yay!
That is
Yeah,
great.
it's,
Like,
I don't know. I mean, it's yeah, it's funny, isn't it, politics? But have you seen? I did quite like another podcast. It's another throwback here. Freakonomics podcast.
right?
I've
Never heard it,
recommended
but
to
go ahead.
everyone. Freakonomics is really good. But this week they had Boris Johnson on there, and they had sort of like a half hour with him. And yeah, they're saying he might try and run for PM. Might sort of, after becoming.
One thing is you could well win.
I think I might vote for him. I don't know.
Well,
just
that's the
because
thing. Just because it might be interesting, just to see what happens, exactly what
I'm going to press
could
the
happen.
big red button that says
Yeah.
"Do not press." I want to press it just to say, "Go on." It's better than all the other.
Yeah, but that's exactly what
choices,
he'd
isn't it?
do as well.
That's the thing. It's better than all the other choices, I think, isn't it? Because it's like, well, look,
He's the lesser of two evils at the moment.
pinless, feckless retards who just sort of melt when any opposition comes along. We've seen what happens with them. Let's go for the guy who seems to have some sort of backbone, even if it is maybe facing the wrong way. At least he has some sort of spine. I don't know. I'd vote for him.
I don't know. I
I
just.
don't know, I voted for him for the London Mayor a few years ago, so
See what happened then.
yeah, exactly.
London's
Put
a
me off
big
it for
city. I'll have you know it has 79 billionaires living there, which is more than any other city in the world. New York only has 48 billionaires living in it.
Oh, you see.
Someone's been doing their research.
But he still can't remember the name of that woman, politician.
Man, flag.
Is it because she's a woman? Is that why you can't remember her name? Is that you being sexist?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh dear. There you go. In other news, woman wins 337 million in divorce case.
Who'd she divorce? Fucking hell.
A
Well,
financier.
London's billionaire,
There you go.
that's it.
There you go. A billionaire, yeah, obviously. Oh
Hmm.
well, there you go.
London.
So, I'll tell you what happened. I was down in that Christmas market on Saturday, and I had four girls with me under the age of 7. So 2 were my daughters and 2 were my nieces.
Those kids you picked up off the merry-go-round, were they?
Yeah, there were, that guy get caught. I get 2 or 3 of them. So we were trying to go from this Christmas market to McDonald's. Now, McDonald's is about 300 yards away from the market, but getting 4 girls under the age of 7 to walk in a straight line in some sort of orderly fashion is nigh on impossible, as you may all find out in the future. So I thought it was a great idea walking through the city centre at 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night, that if I made myself a choo-choo train and I made the front of it, then they would just fall in behind and we'd get there quite quickly because I was getting quite hungry.
You obviously never got the train in this country, no?
Well, okay, yeah, but a couple of stops to make along the way. Then we broke down, and so this was going great. The 4 lined up behind me. It was great fun. We were making great headway. What I hadn't anticipated was that some passers-by might join on the back of the train. And what made it even worse was the 4 kids that were directly behind me still wanted me to do the noises. So I was standing at the front with this train of, let's say, mostly young adults behind us, and I had to go, choo choo. That's 7 o'clock. I just, it was one of those ones. I don't get self-conscious very often because I tend to get on like a bit of a loon anyway. But I was really self-conscious then, going, yeah, and I couldn't break it up because the kids were so into it behind me. You know, they were still so into it. No, do the noise again. Oh, God damn it, not good.
It's like you,
Not
yeah,
good at all.
incited your own riot in Congo.
Oh dear, it's so bad. But yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. So I haven't seen you very much recently, Ant.
I had to flake off last week. I couldn't do it last week. I wasn't well at all. I was quite ill. I made myself quite ill. It's a shame. It's a shame Dr. Dan isn't on this week because I had a lot of things to ask him.
He's actually not a doctor. Did you know
I go to him for my medical advice anyway. 'Cause he's, I don't know, he can-
that? That's probably why you're sick.
yeah. So I foolishly sort of went on the computer and stayed up until, because I think we had a couple of games of Dota, and then I said I'll have a quick game of Kerbal Space Program before I go to bed. And I done messed up because what I did was I was planning. I'm getting quite into, well, when I can I play a bit of Kerbal, and I am sort of like launching flights that make it all the way to Venus and back. And you need sort of such massive rockets and docking them and this and that, and it takes so long into there, sort of planning these little maneuvers and this and that. And it's a real, because I actually build basically a spacecraft that has wings. It's a plane because Venus has an atmosphere, although it's not oxygen, it still has an atmosphere. Then the wings come back into play, and I can sort of just glide down and land on the planet rather than sort of just a big rocket because you use way less fuel. Anyhow, by the time I get touched down on Venus and here we go and collecting my science, I look at the clock and it's 3 a.m.
Time for the feed.
Well, that's the thing. And then at that point at 3 a.m., the baby doesn't have a good night. She was doing, have you ever heard of cluster feeding? No, I don't think you would have. We talked about this the other week.
Yeah.
And that's where the baby will stay awake and stay breastfeeding for about 5 hours. So at 3 a.m., the baby wasn't having a good night, and we pretty much stayed up all night. And so, terrible day. And then it was still when I was on my paternity leave. And then the next day, I just went around feeling like absolute shit.
Just the rest of the day.
As the next night came up, so you may have some experience of this. As the next night sort of came around, I felt my chest getting tight, and I felt myself getting very anxious. I don't know quite about what, but just sort of getting all het up and tight in myself. And by the time night rolled round and it's time to go to bed, I had got myself in fucking knots. I tied myself in knots with like anxiety.
Anxiety, yeah.
Have you ever suffered from anxiety? Incidentally, either of you two.
Not really badly, because I'm generally a chilled out kind of person, and usually stuff flow over top me. But my anxiety usually comes out in other ways. I generally not even aware of it yourself. I suppose this is kind of the thing about pressure, isn't it? You're not really aware of it building up in you, but you just feel yourself getting on erratically and really, weird movements in yourself. And yeah, it's happening more and more to me with work and whatever else, getting time here trying to get things done, but not like physically, or how it comes out. I usually come out in like spots or acne or something when I'm anxious. Yeah, things like that, rather than
So
pains.
yeah.
I find my sleep gets interrupted.
Well,
I'll wake up at random times in the night, sort of 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I never get proper night's sleep, but it's not usually too bad.
That would be heaven for me, because what happened instead was by the time night came around, my heart was pacing. It was like beating at about 140 beats per minute. It was going like fuck, and I was really nervous as well. I was tying myself in knots. I've never suffered with anxiety before. I suffered with depression for a long old time. I was on my citalopram, my antidepressants, for 7 years, and that was just for depression, never anxiety there. However, this really started coming in, and I had the whole night with my heart beating sort of like over 120 beats per minute all night.
Oh my god.
Bloody hell.
I was
That doesn't
fucking
sound
dying.
good.
The next day, I went to Tesco's and I bought some Calms. I thought, here we go, let's fight fire with fire. Let's buy some herbal remedies there. And I bought some Calms and started taking them. But I was, honestly, so if you are the orchestrator of, I don't know, terrible torture devices like the guy from Saw, if you ever want to get hold of me, just deny me of sleep for 2 nights in a row, and I am fucking broken.
I did that recently anyway, it's fine.
Oh, that's right. You did the 24-hour, didn't you?
48 hour.
Or 48.
Yeah.
But you slept during that, didn't you?
Well, the thing was, it started at 6 p.m, I think
Yeah.
it was, or 5 p.m, whatever it was. And I was up at 5 a.m. that day.
So I'd already done sort of 13 hours before.
Yeah, and I didn't really, I think I got about half hour sleep that night. And then the second night I got about an hour and a half.
shit. Because it was really funny, because I kept on popping in and out, as you know, on the chat to watch. But towards the end, watching Chris lost the ability to speak and stuff. He was slurring all his words, and
He was getting proper ratty as well.
probably rally. So, for those who don't know, Chris Cook of Game Keys Now had done 48 hours for special effect, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Charity event. So he played 48 hours playing the same game. He actually ended up in 48
48 hours, 40 minutes or something.
Yeah,
it
something
was.
that's the same. Just
I've got a
over
photo of it somewhere.
49. And his speech started to go really weird. Although he was still quite with it. He never really nodded off or did any of those things. He kept.
We wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
Every time he
people
sort
let
of
him.
started to flag, we just used to abuse him. So
The only bit that I couldn't believe was that he got no better playing the game. You would think after playing
He got
40
worse.
hours of
He
playing
got a
the
lot
same
worse.
game,
Way better, yeah.
you'd think he'd get better. You know.
well, I think it was a bad sign for him when it was on his first game. He lost Arsenal versus Palace 2-1. That obviously didn't help.
It's just like the real Arsenal. It's brilliant. So, yeah, I don't know. Functioning with no sleep's really, really difficult.
Oh, I didn't get a picture of the final record. Actually, I've got a picture of him breaking the record, but not of the final count.
Ah.
Rather
Next year.
disappointed, But, the plan is to do it again next year.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Well, that's it. I don't think I'll be partaking. I could do it. But yeah, it was weird though. And then a few days afterwards, exactly the same thing happened again. As night rolled around, I had stayed up sort of late till about 1 a.m. the previous night, and then the next night, as evening rolls around, the heartbeat goes on again, and exactly the same all fucking night. I was even getting. It's weird. It's like anxiety. It's like a foreboding doom is hanging over your head, and I had weird visions, of like terrible things happening. I had the time I was sleeping, I was having terrible dreams, like my wife went into labour again in Galway.
I can't do this again. No.
Sort of like on the hallway carpet and stuff like that. And then I dreamt I had to give the baby CPR and all these fucking dark
Jesus
twisted shit. I mean, I was killing, like in my head, I was tearing myself to bits because I was seeing these god awful things whenever I shut my eyes, and it broke me. I did have a bit of a tirade on Twitter saying that I'm not well. I'm in no state. I was just breaking down. I mean, I'm quite resolute. I mean, last year, well, no, it was earlier this year, my father-in-law unfortunately passed away and this and that. And I was a rock to the family and no crying. I didn't cry or anything like that, and I was fine. I didn't feel like I needed to cry. I was just there for everyone else. But after this, the dog was pulling on the lead when I went to walk her. I fucking broke down in the fucking road. I was like, fuck, dog. I was crying in the street, and I was broken. So I went to the doctors and said, fucking hell, do something. I'm going to die. Because I dropped, in those 2 weeks, I dropped 1.5 stones in weight.
Yo.
And I was dying. I was tearing myself apart because I couldn't eat either.
No, dude,
So-
this is what it was. Jesus Christ. This is the kind of side effects it has.
This
Let's
is
go cold turkey.
Well, it's cold turkey, that's all it is.
That's it. But then, yeah, so I went to the doctor. They put me on beta blockers. I have now these beta blockers, which heart patients use them, and they can be used for anxiety as well. But basically, they slow down your heartbeat and they stop the production of adrenaline. So they stop the heartbeat, which has been, only taken periodically to help with it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they did that. They said it's either this or go back on the antidepressants, which would be a shame because
Yeah.
But I think so. I'm going to clear this all up now. So basically, I think the reason this has all happened to me is that I had
baby?
kind of, before the baby, I had kind of scratched out a nice little existence for myself. I mean, it's always management. I don't know if you've either really suffered with depression before, but it's like being, I guess, an alcoholic. It's always kind of there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
never really goes away.
And you always have to kind of deal with it. And I'd scratched out myself a nice little existence where I didn't need the antidepressants, and I was absolutely fine. I could sort of, muddle my way through life, and I had my little routine, which normally involved shouting at foreign people on Dota.
At least it wasn't in the
It's a
streets,
good
right?
existence, yeah.
That's it. And then the baby comes in my life, and it throws it all up in the air, and it just broke me psychologically. And also, here's the thing that would really, also be apt for you, Mr. Mohan. Having a baby girl, I have now had to. I don't know. I have to worry about stuff, like paedophilia. I sort of find myself worrying about, and I get het up.
She's not that old. I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but yeah, it changed my whole perspective on loads of things.
It's opened me to an entirely new vulnerability, a side of vulnerability I've never ever had to think about.
Yeah.
Think about, sort of being abducted or rape or paedophilia. And it's terrible. I shouldn't be thinking about this at all because it's tearing me apart inside whenever I do. But it's because I've now become a lot more vulnerable and it's broken me inside of it. I had
Yes,
to turn the film
adjustment
off.
period.
It's a worst case scenario thing as well, isn't it? That's all you start thinking about is what is the worst that could happen. And you
Because
just
I've
forget
never-
what.
I remember having I mean, one of the worst nightmares you'll ever have. As with most dreams that you have, you remember very, very little of the details. But the very, very end of it was, I remember I couldn't find my daughter in, like I say, a shopping centre, and I was searching through the shopping centre, and I went into the toilets to find that her hair was cut all over the floor.
Hmm.
And that I remember waking up like absolutely, I'm the kind of panic feeling that you can never get from anything else when you just something you're responsible for, or you're supposed to take care of your child until they be an adult, whatever. That you, oh my God, I'm responsible for this child or whatever not turning out right, and it was just like, oh my God, this is just the most vivid, awful feeling in the world, and not something that I ever thought I'd think. If that
Yeah.
makes some sense, that you would even consider, but that's become part of your life. That kind of responsibility goes with it.
That's it, yeah. And I think it has. It's really softened me up inside. I had to turn. I was watching a film the other day, and I just thought this is too much. It's too violent. Look at all these fucking gunshots and people. It's too violent. It was only
I
Face
haven't got
Off.
that far.
Yeah, it's-
Face off.
I thought it was Frozen.
I thought you were just gonna say it was shit.
I had
It's a
to.
bad
No, I
movie.
had to turn it off because it's like this is too violent. I can't. People hurt me. I can't do it anymore. It was just sort of breaking me inside. I had to turn. And it is fucking Nicolas Cage. He's ropey at the best of times.
Travolta's hardly a great foil either. The two
No,
were
that's
pretty
what I mean.
ropey.
Directed by John Woo. Fucking hell. Yeah.
But yeah.
Was it
I
John
know
Woo?
it's time for that.
It
Isn't
was John Woo, yeah. But I've talked about this before. As soon as I had my daughter, I went from being, little, well, not quite little boy racer, but to somebody that I will never speed in the car. If I have ever went over the speed limit, it's by mistake because I've just will not be responsible for harming either my kids or anybody else's kids. If the best I can do, because I always think if I was responsible for somebody getting hurt because I was driving too fast or wasn't watching the thing, I would never ever be able to live with myself.
Yeah.
If I knew that I was driving either even slightly above the speed limit or whatever, and that was in my head, I would never get over that. Having said that, I kind of fell off at a junction earlier on. That was a mistake, though.
Thanks. But yeah, so I don't know. It's yeah, I'm still adjusting. I mean, haven't had to take one of those tablets for. Well, I had another mini spaz out on Monday. I had to take a tablet, but I mean, But I don't know. I mean, that was the last time I drank as well. I got home from work and had 2 bottles of real ale.
Do you not think you're getting less me time as well, in general? Do you not think part of it is you just haven't quite got the balance, or got a point to your life where you get a balance for yourself to even out the bad and the good? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's not quite there yet. It's all adjustment, and it is a
It
major
is, yeah.
change to everything. I mean, it's I didn't have any sort of me time like that. I mean, I might even, seeing what the time is after we finish, I might even have 1 game of Dota.
Promises, toying with me.
But that's about it. I mean, I can't do any more because I've got to zip off to bed after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all sort of settling down now, and especially now we've gone on to bottle feeding now after 1 month. So I mean, I'm really proud of my wife. She's sort of done it, and it is really hard, sort of, staying up for 5 hours at a time with the baby feeding constantly, and then sort of going and doing the full day. It can't be easy. But then, so now on the bottle feed, we know how much is going in, and she's sleeping a bit more soundly. So hopefully, yeah, we're
The
setting
next milestone. Do you know what it is?
What's that?
So there's major milestones, and to be honest, some people talk about the kids walking, talking, all that kind of stuff. They weren't the milestones that I really remember. I mean, they're big events. It's the bits where you get a bit of your life back. So I remember, very early stages of both my children, you just spent your life either feeding or making and cleaning bottles. Right? It just seems to be a never and a perpetual thing. See when you can dishwash the bottles and not have to sterilize them and do all that thing every time. It's fucking godsend. You get so much of your life back just from even that release. And then the next one after that is when they can hold their own bottle and feed themselves about just before they're 1 or so.
Hmm.
It's amazing.
There's
Oh,
all those
geez,
little sort of 5-10 minute
that you get back.
period you get
Yeah,
back and it
it's the
builds up.
5-10 minutes that you get back that you realise by the time they're about 3 or 4 and they're off playing in their room or they're playing with a toy in front of you, and you sit down, you go, I should be doing something. You're kind of going, I feel I shouldn't be able to just sit here and do nothing at the moment. I should be up and about and doing something, but it's because the child is now able to entertain itself in a kind of safe manner that you kind of go, right, okay, relax, relax, sit here and enjoy the rest of this program. And it's very hard to get used to.
Yeah. See, I had something like that with my little brother because my little brother, I was 16 when he was born,
Yeah,
and of course I was still living at home at the time.
That's quite
And
bad.
yeah, so basically I became like the third person looking after him. So I grew up, and all of a sudden I was changing nappies and doing bottles and
yeah,
sterilising, and it was one of those things where all of a sudden I was losing an hour a night doing this sort of thing, and I'd get up and feed him if it needed to be done and stuff like
yeah.
that. But I know it's nowhere near as intense as you guys have had or anything like that. But it gave me a sort of little
Window of
look
what
into
it's
what
going to
it's
be
going to
like.
be like
Yeah,
when I get to that stage. I was
I don't,
petrified.
you can't really prepare like that.
No.
I had a similar thing
well, no,
with that.
but to be fair, it kind of does a little bit because at least, I don't know what you were like, Aunt, but I had my youngest sister was 12. I was 12 when she was born, and I had the same thing. My dad was working away from home for long stretches at that stage, so I did exactly what you're talking about. So it meant when my own kids came along, I wasn't worried about how to make a bottle or change a nappy or being able to fit in that part of the routine. That wasn't anxious part of that. Whereas I know for an awful lot of people. That is a fear at the start, that they're not sure what way they're going to be able to do all that.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that anxiety about any of that
Yeah.
side.
So the thing that used to scare me is I used to go up and check on him when he was asleep, and the room would be dead silent, and he'd
just
be
peer
sort of
over him.
peering through the dark, just looking for some sort of movement, or just hearing like waiting for a whistle as he's breathing or something like that. And you guarantee every time I walk in there, he'd hold his breath for 5 seconds just to annoy me.
You bastard.
Yeah. Just that sort of like, hold on a minute. He's alright. He's still breathing. I can go away again then.
It is funny.
Yeah,
There's no
I
doubt.
don't know. It's such an adjustment though. I'm just looking forward to
is.
it. I don't know, seeming.
Nobody ever talks about the father. Ever.
No, it is weird. I mean, I don't know I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on as it were and see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might even have to go back on the citalopram. And I don't think I don't know. I would do whatever they tell me just to fix this. Just to feel
Yeah,
better
it's
again.
tough.
I'm feeling better, but it's just I don't know. It's trying to.
You'll get a work balance right as you get back into the routine and you find a new routine for yourself. You might even get used to the existing one a bit better.
Mhm.
If you know what I mean, it might even be something like that you'll find that your equilibrium will come back and away you'll go.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. But
It
it'll
does
be
take time.
yeah. That's something showing a rather depressing bent, hasn't it?
I don't know. Man issues.
That's been
Hey?
a bit of a somber episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, what else has been going on then? I was going to say, if you want a sort of quick relief, if you will, I was thinking, in one of the many times I have to think at the minute, instead of calling it a pearl necklace,
Yeah.
shouldn't we just call it a chestnut? Chestnut, because you're nutting on my chest.
I get it. I don't think Chris does.
No? Chestnut?
Yeah, I kind of get it. I don't know. I don't know.
Bust the nut, no.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't
Sits
know.
on the chest. Chestnut. Okay. See? That's the
I don't
best.
know.
That's what
Killed
happens
it.
when I don't play.
Is that it? No, I don't know.
It's just showing you the dark recesses that has gone on his mind recently.
It's
Well,
Christmas time.
I've been going into
Yeah.
dark recesses. I've been listening audiobook of choice at the moment because Serial is
Yeah.
finished and it's given me a real lust for something a bit more interesting in the car
Finished?
than.
What do you mean finished? There's still two
Well,
episodes to go.
yeah, but I'm up to date. Sorry, with Serial.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I tried to listen to a couple of audiobooks and stuff, and I don't know. There's just something about it. I lose focus too quickly in the car, and realize that somebody's been talking about the plot point for the past 20 minutes, and I have heard none of it. So I've been listening to the Steve Jobs biography, read by Dylan Baker. Jesus, it's long. Holy crap, audiobooks can get long. I am 7 hours in, I think. Yeah, I think about 7, and we're in 1982. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yeah. So, but it's really, really, really fascinating because it's obviously it was like ghostwritten by Walter Isaacson or somebody like that. The game rings a bell. but it doesn't paint him always as a very level-headed, nice person all the time. Which I'm assuming he kind of was very heavily influential in what was coming out in the book because it was just before he died and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a bit weird. To be honest, they paint him as a kind of visionary a lot, and as a guy to look up to. But other than that, it's a bit. I don't know how else you would say.
Hmm. Is he? I mean, I don't know because Apple have kind of been directionless, haven't they, since he unfortunately passed? Was it 3 years ago now?
Yeah, I
Um,
think they're a company in the
Everyone's weird
wane. They
directions.
are looking for another product
I mean, they're going for the
to.
Smart. That's what they call it, the smartwatch out in March. The iSmart, if you call it that.
Well, this thing, I just the more I listen to the biography, the more I think that that couldn't have been Jobs' idea. I mean, he would have
Hmm.
seen through the naffness of that whole thing. That can't have been. It must have been something they were obviously trying. While he was there, it was probably a mini project or whatever. But I can't see that this thing that's going to come out would have been his idea.
I don't think the
Jesus, it's
technology's there yet, is it? For the smartwatch, I don't think it's quite there yet.
But it's getting there,
looking.
but battery life's the big thing, isn't it?
That's
No
exactly
one
what I was
wants to
going to
take their
say.
watch off every night and charge it.
What a lot of balls. And there's no real application for it, really, other than
It's
being an
such a first
extension
world
of your
problem.
phone.
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah,
a first
it
world
is.
problem. It's so you don't have to get your phone out of your pocket to look at it. You can just look
Yeah,
at your watch instead and see if you've
I
got
can read a tweet off
text or
me
something.
off my thing, but I mean, that's all
Yeah.
well and good. But I ain't gonna spend £400 on a fucking gadget to see me put my hand in my pocket.
And then the charging, as you say, that's the major thing in it. Is the
Well, the other
Until they
thing that
get,
is
until they
actually,
get one where the battery life is weeks or months
yeah,
per charge, or it's like they do with like, my watch at the moment, it's solar powered
yeah,
hmm.
or kinetic
something like
powered.
that.
Until it
Yeah.
gets to that stage, it's just not feasible.
The other thing about it is, and this I've probably said this before, I think somebody had made a really great point. If this gadget costs about 300, £400, and we're looking at it as a gadget that costs that much money, and you go, that's really nice, but put it beside a 300 or £400 watch,
Yeah.
and it looks like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? A really,
Yep.
really nice watch of that same money, and as nice as it is as a gadget, it looks like shit compared to that. So it's a really, really tough sell.
Hmm.
I don't see how that makes a thing. The only thing they have up their sleeve is the fact that every time they release a new iPhone or a new iPad, they just sell gazillions of them
Yeah.
because those
People still
are
queue
like
around the block for them, and
they're such major gadgets. Like I was thinking, like what? Think of the greatest gadgets or greatest inventions of our lifetime, and things that stand the test of time, and it's really hard. Like the iPhone and the iPad are just huge.
Game Boy.
Game Boy,
Yeah,
but
I'd
I mean
probably be
it's
mine.
but it never really moved on. I agree the Game Boy was fantastic, but we're left with the Vita now, and it still has very limited applications. As much as I'll go through my wee phases of playing it and not playing it, and the good thing that I'll say about the Game Boy and certainly the DS when it came out, the battery life was the thing that
Yeah,
sustained those. You could turn them on and play them for days and days and days and not worry about charging.
yeah. Or
And
they should
that's why you
four
would have
AA
carried it with
batteries
you.
would last you 20 hours rather
Yeah,
than 2 hours or whatever, like the
2 hours
games
and
you
have
used to.
and charge it every night. That's one of the problems with the Vita. 9 times out of 10, I go to lift it to play it. It's out of bloody charge. And you go,
Yeah,
fuck it, I'll play it later or whatever. The DS, I could close and not worried about charging it once a week, maybe, for as much as I was playing it, and kind of carried about with me all the time. And most great gadgets are of that ilk. You know, okay, some of us have got it, well, all of us have got in the way of charging their phones every night, but the iPad is a really successful device because basically it'll last for 10 hours in one charge. I don't have to charge it every 2, 3 hours. If that was the case, I don't think it would be anywhere near as successful.
that'd be useless essentially, because that's what they're designed for, is to be able to carry them out and about and use them on the go, and
On
That's what I mean. Like the
last you
if
all
you're
day.
constantly tethered to a plug socket,
Yeah.
it's
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the laptops of like 4 years previous, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, a couple hours you'd get on the laptop, and then that'd be it
yep.
Hmm.
for these lithium-ion batteries. Like, yeah. Did you see in the in speaking of like science news and energy news? A new type of graphene. Sort of the same stuff that's kind of in your pencils, but it has particular properties where it will allow polarized hydrogen atoms to go through it, and only those through it. They're talking about sort of creating these cells that can. Have you heard of like hydrogen fuel cells?
Yep.
Because I mean, electric. I mean, the next car I want to buy, I want it to be at least half electric. At least I want an electric car, so I can just have the battery on that.
Right, okay.
I wouldn't mind a Tesla, even if I pay like 50 grand. Well, I
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah,
mind paying
Tesla's
wouldn't pay
Tesla.
it.
top of the range.
That's the thing. I want the range. I want a 300-mile range, but I
Yep.
really want an electric car. But they're saying hydrogen fuel cells, you have the bonus that when you've driven those 300 miles, you just drive up to a garage and they like pull the pod out and then they click another one in and you've instantly got another 300 miles. Whereas you can't do that with a battery car at the moment. They don't just like...
Yeah, you need to sit and actually recharge them.
Even if you have a supercharger station, they still take an hour, which is, I don't know, I mean, it'd probably be good for you to sort of go out and promote local businesses and all that sort of shit. But yeah, they're saying with this new graphene, it could open the door to having like much faster sort of like these hydrogen fuel cells, like charging themselves basically, because they can gather these hydrogen atoms a lot easier than they currently have to make them. But yeah, I don't know. I want, if everything had that sort of power density, wouldn't that be good? So if you had like a tablet that wouldn't need charging for a month,
Yeah.
like that would really
That'd be a killer. That's a killer tablet then, if you know what I mean. That's
like 21st century. That means that's like hoverboard technology becomes way more feasible then, doesn't it? Because you have that sort of power density.
Yeah, battery packs that can be lightweight, small, but still produce a charge for so long.
It's all about energy density, isn't it? It's the problem because, I mean, take petrol, for example. If you watch Hollywood movies and you see, like, your Tom Cruise spinning around on a motorbike and shooting a car's, like, petrol tank, and you see it just fucking explode and fly off the side
everywhere,
of the cliff.
Yeah, it never happened.
No, never ever happened. Petrol is a fantastic storage medium because although it is quite calorific, if you will, it has a lot of energy in it, it's not explosive. Only in very rare cases it will become explosive, but otherwise it's just a fireball and it doesn't become explosive like that. But batteries, have you ever seen anyone hitting a lithium-ion battery with a hammer? Ever seen one of those go off?
No.
They go off like a friggin' grenade. They are really, like laptop batteries, if you hit them with a hammer, they will explode. But because you have, even if you get like a lithium battery and you soak it in water, that will do really bad things as well. Because if you actually have that amount of energy density, if you have sort of way more sort of energy in such a small space, with petrol it's quite good because it will just set on fire, which sounds bad at the time. But
it's not an explosion, it's not a sudden release of energy.
If you have, like a battery, a big battery that goes off like that, it will just fucking explode into a million pieces. And I suppose as we get more and more dependent on batteries, we're going to have to somehow combat that sort of energy density and the dissipation if something goes wrong. Because the more we go for electric, it's a lot more volatile than, say, petrol, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'd be great to go around on hoverboard until you exploded. Maybe a bit of a pain. I don't know what to do. Same with hydrogen as well, isn't it? We all saw like the Hindenburg. Well, I wasn't there at the time.
Well, I didn't
This new battery technology is going to be the thing that frees up an awful lot of applications, not just for gadgetry. I mean, as soon as we get the kind of sustainable, quick, and long-lasting energy,
it's the wireless charging as well, isn't it?
Loads of things become possible. You know, it's really.
Yeah. Have you seen that wireless charging?
Yeah, so if you can enable wireless charging on things as well, it becomes less of an issue due to the fact that the battery life's not great. Because then you just plonk it on the side within however many feet of the charging point, and that's it.
And then away you go.
So it's a problem at the moment because induction, because of the what's it called, the root mean squared. Basically, you have to times it by the square root if you want to charge something that's touching a pad, compared to sort of like 2 centimeters away from the pad. It's actually the square root, the square root of that. So it is an exponentially larger amount of power. But they're saying they're sort of testing stuff out with microwaves, like a Wi-Fi signal. They can actually focus Wi-Fi signals now onto devices. They can actually focus possibly power and like induction charging on stuff. So just if you are anywhere in your house, your phone could be charging sort of wirelessly. They are sort of trialing it out now. It does seem pretty promising. But yeah, that would be handy. Just have wireless charging, but then you've got a lot of power going through the air. But have you got?
That can't be safe.
Have you got? So here's the thing in Cornwall. We have absolutely hundreds of solar fields going up everywhere.
Yeah.
Have you got it in your part of the country?
Certainly in Antrim, towards the country up north, it's very, very hilly, so there are loads of like wind farms. So it's not really solar farms, but there are tons and tons of wind farms going up everywhere.
It's all concrete around here, but it's the roofs of the buildings. All the new offices have all got solar panels on it. There's a couple of houses around my way as well where they've all got the solar panels on the roofs now. And stuff like that, so it's becoming more prevalent, but we're not getting the big sort of solar farms or anything like that.
We're getting massive because we've got massive fields down here, and you have these fields that are about half a mile square, and it's beautiful. You sort of see it if you're sort of coming into Newquay, you see entire massive fields, and they're all just solar panels with like a little control box somewhere in the middle, like where it gathers all the power. But
that's warehouse space around there.
In the event of a zombie apocalypse, so I'm going straight to one of those, and hopefully tap into that power. not cut me off. But yeah, they're all over the place. All these solar fields in Cornwall now, they're everywhere. Yeah. Anyhow, has anyone else got anything to go on about?
No, but you just made me realise that my house is absolutely terrible for a zombie apocalypse.
Is it?
Yeah, ground floor, big windows.
Yeah, but it looks nice. Looks nice.
Yeah, it'd be a nice one. I've sorted all the pictures out and everything else, but give it a bit more of a clean.
Anybody got? Have you got Two Truths, One Lie, Switch?
I haven't, no.
Oh, can you even think of one up? I'd say you could do really, really good ones.
Give me some time to think about it. Come back to me in
Yeah,
about 10
okay, I'll
minutes.
come
See if
back
I
to
can
it in
find
10
something.
minutes, because
I'll work on it.
anybody... I asked the same questions last week. Has anybody seen Ray Donovan?
Ray Donovan.
TV show?
Seen one episode.
One episode?
Primer, isn't it?
Oh, God, it's really, really great. Has anybody been watching The Fall?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm right caught up to date with that. Has anybody... Oh, this is pointless. Does anybody watch TV?
Not really, no, because I've only just moved into a new place and I've lost only just got my Sky back and stuff like that, so
Spend it all the day watching sport.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Came in, first thing I did was turn on the Sky Sports.
Watch
But the NFL on.
The NFL's on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Normally, Thanksgiving's today. Normally, we do a bit of Thanksgiving celebration in our house because I'm a big fan of American culture, and we generally, the American football's on in the background or otherwise. But it hasn't happened this year. It kind of goes with how busy I think most of our house has been. We're kind of all working late nights and stuff. So, God, now that's tough to manage a house and two girls and homeworks and all that stuff when both parents are working between them 7 late nights a week. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, that's why I generally have to watch TV then afterwards.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm finding pleasure in TV again because I have to, because I can't get away from it. So,
I'm a celebrity.
Oh
yeah,
dear.
watched a bit of that. It's funny. What was that? Oh, what's that Yankee one? That Kendra, where she had to like tongue those stars off the sort of threads.
Right, that sounds good.
That's quite good, yeah. Because basically it's like a rather phallic shaped sort of like a threaded rod, and on that rod they had sort of like the yellow stars, and they had sort of like a classical picture, sort of like the Mona Lisa on one side, and it's made of like thin paper, and you had to like, smash your head through it, and you just like have your head on the other side of this thing, and your head's like in a plastic box, and you have like this threaded bar with a yellow star on it, and you have to like use your tongue to spin it around on this bar. But in the box they have like cockroaches or rats or that sort of thing. They have all these boxes. But yeah, it was really good because she can't see what's in the box until she's like pushed their head through the painting. And the last one, there was 2 stars in there. She'd only got 1 star out of like possibly 8 at this point. And she wasn't feeling good about it because she sort of had like rats on her face and all that sort of thing. But the last box, she sort of like bust her head through like this painting, and it's just thousands of fucking green ants. And the other side, they just went all over her face immediately, and she's like, "That's it, I'm done." But yeah,
This show has sunk. Oh, what the hell is it? Sunk to new lows. God, I keep on saying stunk. That isn't the word I'm looking for. Sunk to new lows. I'm a celebrity talk. It's terrible.
I don't know. I like, yeah.
It's
It is
bad
pretty
TV. I mean, it's
awful.
mindless TV.
It's car
but-
crash TV, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're only watching it to watch these people go through hell.
Yeah.
But he's
But, I mean, they can't already do being a celebrity, I guess. I don't know. It's I don't know who most of them are. They just look like a load of old sort of like Iggy Pop sort of people, like all these old like shrunk.
I know
out
of 2
footballers
people
and-
that are in it, but I don't know who anyone else actually went.
I just
Coffee
spend
and
most of the
that.
time looking at them going, oh, this is a former, whatever, X Factor contestant. You go, oh, fuck, you're that famous? All right, okay. Holy shit, that's really, really not famous at all.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's always funny sort of watching them like partially starve and then sort of like get attacked by. I like it when they do the really humiliating ones, where they like dress them up as emus and then put them in, or they like spray them with birdseed and then make them get in a pen with like emus to try and get like all these stars from under cups, and they just have the emus sort of massing on them and attacking them. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. And we've got a Star Wars trailer tomorrow.
All right, yeah, the 88-second one, isn't it, or something like that, or is that what they called it?
This is out, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll wait and see. Yeah.
It'd be all right, I guess. I mean, they've got Gary Whitta doing some of the writing for it, haven't they?
Oh well, what is wrote the whole thing?
Has he written the entire thing?
Yeah,
got potential,
yeah,
See, I was worried that when Disney took over, it was going to be all of the bloody Disney stars taking all the roles, and it'd be whoever the big ones are these days.
I do kind of worry.
Zac Efron and Miley Cyrus or whatever it is.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. I think I've got a bit more faith in Disney now than I had maybe a couple of years ago, because I just thought they were just pimping out everything they buy. They just fucking run it into the ground by just doing see with the Pixar acquisition where they sort of did Monsters U and what was the other one, like Planes and Cars 2, and they're all a bit naff, weren't they? But then I've sort of come around to them a bit at the minute, because I was going to say I was a manly man. I used to be a manly man. Now I'm sort of shell of one. Frozen.
Yeah.
It's really good, isn't it?
It's not
Never seen it.
Well, it's okay.
I know the one song from it, and that's it.
It's old school Disney. It's like the big showstopper. It's like all the big numbers, the big song and dance numbers, and it is good. I can see what it's doing.
This is not an independent thought. I know an awful lot of people have this. It's no Tangled.
Everyone.
It's no goddamn Tangled. Tangled is a great Disney movie.
See,
Frozen is quite good.
I saw Brave recently as well.
It's okay, yeah. Bit provincial. I don't know. There's something about it being Scottish that kind of rubs me the wrong way, because it's like, again, like a caricature of Scottish people from the people I've had for years, and they kind of fall into that. I don't know. I'm not a Scot, so I can't say that it would offend me. I suppose in the same way that Irish films don't offend me, but it's just kind of go, oh, crap, talk about perpetuating an idea of what people are.
But it's I don't know. I just thought it was pretty top quality, and but
it's a good show. It is a good show. I just don't think. I think the songs are a notch below Tangles.
I was in what was it? I do a lot of work for Tesco's now. I work in Tesco's quite a bit on their pasty warmers.
Trolleys.
And no pasty. Oh God, speaking of trolleys, you know how I've let go so much in my life that
You've let it go, yeah.
I've had a trolley sat in my front garden for about 2 weeks now, and it's still there. Because I live only over the road from like an Aldi,
right?
And it's close enough that when the wife and the mother-in-law and all that, they got some shopping, they brought it back. It's still in my front garden. I thought one of the local sort of like savvy kids would have nicked it, because it's got a quid in it. When you had to not even the walk of shame with a fucking trolley back to Aldi is worth a quid for any of these people. So I'm gonna have to do it at some point. In 2 weeks, this trolley's been there. But
so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's have you heard of Big Hero 6 coming out? Oh, I thought, didn't I see something on Reddit that it's not coming out until January in Ireland now?
Big Hero 6?
People haven't heard of this yet. So, it's is it Pixar? No, I think it's Disney again. Is it? I'll have to search.
Are they not the same thing these days?
Yeah, the same company. Yeah.
Basically, it's an inflatable superhero. It's sort of like it's a computer, but it's a computer that's made of sort of like this inflatable robot, and it's all about 3D printing as well. But the technology in it is sort of really amazing, because you get all these massive cityscapes, and it's it's Disney. I can't see any Pixar writing on it, so it's another Disney one. But that's out very soon in the States, but it's not coming out till January here. I might have to see if I can find it on a website. Yeah, it's from Walt Disney Animation Studios, from the team behind Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph. Comes Big Soup.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph, I loved. That was a brilliant film.
It's very good. It was one of those ones that could have been done really badly in homage to video games, but actually they did enough reverence to the subject material that it was kind of cool.
But yeah, so from that team, Big Hero 6, an action-packed comedy adventure about the special bond that develops between Baymax, a plus-size inflatable robot, and prodigy Hiro Hamada. But but all the cityscapes and all the sort of rendering stuff, this is where all these films really come along.
Yeah.
Sort of the difference between, WALL-E is one of the most striking films, isn't it?
WALL-E.
Of like last 20 years. But the
difference. It's deep though. Holy shit, that is a deep movie.
I think that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing I really like about these animations and stuff, because they have to work on them for 4 years. Everything is milked so much. Every sort of little touch and even like little side glance and stuff like that is taken advantage of, because they have been working on. They've been sat in front of it for so long.
Well, it's the hours to render each frame as well and stuff like that it takes.
Yeah,
it was Monsters Inc. It was how many millions of hairs did Sully have?
Sully have, I know, it's ridiculous.
And that's, they
kind of awesome.
They could do that on one computer now. That's the thing. The processing power is, exponential nowadays. But it's, That's what I like about them. Yeah, I watched Monsters Inc. again only recently. That was such a quality film.
That's one of my favourite films ever. Those animated series, that and Despicable Me.
I never liked that.
Oh, it's brilliant. Those two films.
They're great. They
The
are
Minions
great.
film coming out next year as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, I don't know. We're all giant softies, aren't we? I think that's because we're not talking about Disney animated films.
It's so soft.
Nothing wrong with Disney animated films. I have quite a
No, they're
wide
great.
selection.
Yeah, I have a lot of Disney movies.
Yeah, I don't have any kids.
Yeah,
That's
that's
we've got
right.
Matthew Kelly. Poor old Matthew Kelly. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I'm looking. I might even go cinema to that Vicarious 6. It's yeah, November 7th, 24th.
God, imagine getting the babysitter and wasting it in the cinema. Do you know, honestly, this when you and the wife eventually, get a babysitter and she will let go and go out. The one thing you don't want to do when you get a babysitter is actually go out. It feels like such a waste not to get a good night's sleep. You
Just
just
go
want
to a
to, we'll just
motel.
go home and we'll go to bed. Let's just do that. Nobody will know. We'll say we had a lovely meal and we'll say we had a wild night, but actually we'll have slept for 14 hours. And what you'll do for the good lot of those hours is go, oh, this is awful quiet, isn't it? I don't like it like this.
That's it. Well, I mean, the first, the planned date night we have, believe it or not, is next April. I've got, I bought tickets for that Darren Brown
Oh, right, yeah.
in Plymouth, the Theatre Royal. He's playing there, so I've got like fourth row seats for that. So all those tickets are booked, they're confirmed, and we're going to do Airbnb. Rather than get hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get an Airbnb because we can rent out an entire house in the middle of Plymouth with parking
Awesome.
a mile away from the theatre for 90 quid for one night.
Bloody hell, that's
Excellent.
not bad.
Really, really great, yeah.
So that's the thing. Hotels are bricking it about Airbnb, apparently. But yeah, so I mean, we'll get away for that. But yeah, hopefully I'm in a stronger mental state because Darren Brown will just break me otherwise. He'll get me up on stage, fucking destroy me on stage for entertainment of the other people there. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to getting a bit of sleep after we finish this. In fact,
Yeah.
There goes that game of Dota.
no, I will have one game of Dota, and then I'm going to go straight to bed afterwards. Fuck Black Friday. I'll get a deal some other time.
On that note.
Smokey, did you think of your two truths?
I've got them, yeah. Two truths,
Oh,
one.
here we go.
We're ready. You ready, boys?
Yeah.
Right. So the first one. I once won a competition to win the chance. Well, sorry. I once won a competition to win the chance to win £1 million catching rugby balls at Wembley Stadium.
Right.
I once gave a woman an undercut haircut with the help of two policemen.
An undercut haircut? Right, okay.
Yeah.
So shaving underneath her hair then, yeah?
Yes.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I was once part of a team that won a 24-hour go-kart endurance race.
Jesus. Only one of them is a lie. Right, okay. They're
Thought
good. I
maybe
knew
you
you'd
thought
have
you
good
were.
ones. I thought you'd have good ones. I just had a feeling. Oh.
Win £1 million by throwing rugby balls. You said.
Catching rugby
Catching
balls?
rugby balls, yeah.
What? So they would just I suppose they'd just give you like punt them right up high in the air. And you
Yeah, it's fired out with on those jugs machines, you see, the ones with the spinning
Yeah.
have to- right.
discs.
I'm going to go for the lie to be the 24-hour go-kart race because it seems... seems close to the 48-hour the record attempt kind of thing, although I know I'm going to go for that one.
You're going for the go-kart, are you?
I'm going for the go-kart.
What was the undercut haircut one again? You had to.
I gave a woman an undercut haircut with the help of two policemen.
Why would
Lots
you
of
wanna do
unnecessary details, yeah.
I was going to say, but no, I can see that being true because of your work. Sort of would these policemen happen to be British Transport Police, possibly?
No, they were not British Transport Police.
Ah,
As far as I'm aware, they were standard bobbies,
and you're giving someone a bob cut. I'm gonna go for the haircut one. I think.
You go for the haircut?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be wrong, but yeah, I'm gonna say the haircut one.
The winner is Mr. Mohan.
Yes!
We came third, if you're interested.
Ah, awesome.
Team
So
of-
tell us the other stories then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the competition at Wembley is about 3 years ago now. Saracens v Leicester.
Right.
And I got tickets through work, and you had to text this number with your seat number.
Right.
And if they picked you, you got to go onto the Wembley turf and catch 3 rugby balls to win £1 million. And it was live on Sky Sports.
And
During
they
the game.
dropped them.
I caught one. But
Caught
what
one
they
of the
didn't say- yeah. When you caught the first one, you had to catch the second one whilst holding the first one.
What?
and then catch the third one whilst holding the first two.
Ugh,
The
piss
first
off.
one was pretty easy because it was a nice end over end sort of kick
Yeah.
at this machine, so it just sort of floated up, straight down, straight into your arms. The second and third one was sent up in massive spirals. So they'll put about 100 foot in the air, and the wind caught them, and they were spinning all over the shop, and I don't think I got within 20 feet of either of them
Oh,
because they were blowing all over the shop.
got to be YouTube videos of this.
There probably is actually. I mean, one of my mates has definitely recorded it because he recorded it off of Sky Sports News with Will Greenwood shout saying it was a good catch when I caught the first one, and then telling me I choked for the second and third. The haircut Reading Festival. We had a pair of clippers on us, and we were giving each other stupid haircuts. I had a triple mohawk, so it's shaved and this bit spiked up and the bits out here. And yeah, whilst we were giving out the haircuts, one of my mates was getting pulled over for a drug possession. And whilst he was being written up by the copper, we were giving this woman a haircut, and the policeman helped us. We shaved all the side of her head and just
Nice.
had the curtain bits going over.
Hmm.
That was quite entertaining. That was a really entertaining Reading Festival. As we had Green Day was the last act on the Sunday that year.
That's pretty good.
It was amazing. And then the go-kart, yeah, we did a 24-hour go-kart race, and we came third.
Ah.
So.
I once gave possibly the worst haircut. Well, I know my sister.
Oh, this was horrendous, this haircut, but
I mean, this one was unintentional. My older sister, asked me just with the clippers, just to briefly. She was about to go out. Just trim the sides, just a bit around the ear. You want it to be a bit tidy. And, you sort of get like the pubic hairs that sort of hang down, sort of just around the ear. She just wanted me to do it. I'd never actually used a pair of clippers before in my life. I was about 20 at this point, so I was a grown-ass man. There was no excuse really. And I don't know. I guess it was like a full-on size pair of clippers as well, with a proper wide bloody blade on it.
please say you gave like a full-on just flat edge.
If only. I wish. No, of course. I kept sort of just trying to get it neat and nice and round. It ended up like halfway up a fucking head. It ended up really, really hot because it didn't go straight here, and I've cut a square bit in. I have to go. Yeah, she cried after that because she had short hair. But yeah, it was like if the bits above the ear could look surprised, like eyebrows could look surprised. She cried after that, and I felt I did feel a bit terrible for a short amount of time. Yeah.
Oh god, that is terrible.
I think that might do us. Do you think?
I think that might do us as well. That was an enjoyable show, and I do like that.
So, what do you reckon? Do we tell the nice people how they can get in contact with us?
They can send a message or follow us on Twitter at MandraorPod. Catchy, eh?
That's it. Almost as catchy as the show music I haven't done yet.
Ah, it's overrated.
Yeah, I get that. Anything else? We are now on iTunes, are we not?
We
That's
are.
what
We're waiting our first review. I
That's what I
refuse
mean.
to do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. So you can go and write us a kind review on iTunes if you do. You can write us a nasty iTunes review if you wish, if you do think this show is a pile of old arse. I wouldn't blame you. I'll be skipping this bit. But yeah, do so if you please. Anyhow, I thank you all out there for listening to my screaming at a microphone about my anxiety. And yes, do join us again next week. Thank you very much, fellas, for joining me on this Mandraor.
Pickle.
Cheers, guys.